Kevin, no real need to sort of judge how you're feeling at the moment. It's got to be disappointment after that this evening. A 1-1 draw with Farsley Celtic in a game which I imagine you were desperate to win.
We were desperate to win it, yeah, and we really needed to win. The result overall is disappointing. I thought we started the game really, really well to get ourselves in the lead like we did. Good lead up to it, good ball down the side. Montel's done really well. It's good ball in the box, and great header from Harry. And then I think we had some moments after that, and we've continued to carry the fight to Farsley and really needed to put another goal to our name there and try to move the game away from Farsley. And I thought we were dominant in the first half and looked really, really comfortable. And then to concede like we did right at the end of the first half is disappointing, and it handed the impetus to Farsley, and fair play to them. They've come out in the second half, far different side. We've dwelt on the ball at times and made poor decisions and some poor passing and gifted the ball back to them on too many occasions. And we offered them too much encouragement, and they were the better side in the second half and probably deserved to go on and win the game. We've huffed and puffed, but never really worked the goalkeeper. Second half, 1 or 2 moments off of restarts, corners, free kicks going into the box, but not really enough for me second half. And yeah, it's disappointing at home. It's a game we need to win.
Sure. I mean, in that sense, some of the things you said there are kind of symptomatic of, I guess, the season as a whole, really, and that, you've remarked before about getting to a lead, that inability to sort of really put a team away. And then, unfortunately, the goal was, I said at the time, I imagined you were pretty disappointed with the goal. You've got to defend that better. You've got to try not to concede the corner in the first place.
Yeah, the lead up to conceding the corner is not great. The period that we're in within the game, you're a minute or two away from half time, and you need to take a lead into half time and understand that, that dynamic should have a big effect. Farsley have to open out then a little bit and come out and hopefully get a moment to then pick them off in the second half. But to go in level after really being the dominant side is disappointing. And as I say, Farsley kept believing, and they moved the ball better than we did in the second half, made better passes, looked more athletic. And as I say, I thought they were the better side in the second half. And whether we can make an excuse because we played, nearly 80 minutes or whatever it was on Saturday with 10 men and people are getting a little bit drained might be the case. We've got probably a couple of suspensions coming up now, and there's maybe 1 or 2 bumps and bruises off the back of tonight that won't make our cause any easier for Saturday. And this is, when you look at the whole thing and where we need to be more efficient as a group, too many bookings, too many sending off, too many injuries, too much illness, within the group over a long period of time now, and it catches up with you eventually. And unfortunately, that's what I think we're feeling the effects of now, and have been feeling the effects of. And it's tough, but we keep going and keep working hard at it, and we'll get together again Thursday. We'll do our very best to try and get a result.
Sure. And with some of those things you mentioned there, like you said about injury, illness, maybe not so much, but the disciplinary stuff as well. Some of that's a little bit of a consequence of where we are on the table as well. I know you've remarked upon that previously. And that's a hard thing to shake off because, every time you look at the table, you are still in the same place, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. And I'll be the first to hold my hands up and say it, it's not an acceptable position to find yourself in. Players are well looked after at the club, and, it's a fantastic setup and stadium, and it deserves a whole lot better. Like I say, there's lads are having a go, and it can be difficult once you get in a rut and a bit of a hole to get yourself out of it. It can be really, really challenging, and that's a little bit where we find ourselves now. We've started to slightly improve the results. I think we're slightly more robust as a side and more competitive in games, but that needs to be cranked up again so that we are, as you say, closing games out and taking moments when they come along and giving ourselves that opportunity to win games. And when we've been in the ascendancy there today, we haven't stuck a goal in the back of the net. And when you don't, there's one's never enough, as we know, and moments can occur like they did, and make for a longer evening than we wanted.
Sure. So there probably are the prospect of there are going to need to be a few changes on Saturday. I know Luke Burke can't play against his parent club, so that's certainly one there. You know, a difficult opponent at the best of times, Fylde. You know, but coming here on the type of run that they're on and the type of form we're in, just go out there and see what happens.
Yeah, we've got to, we'll regroup and obviously do our homework on Fylde. They're a fantastic side, having a really consistent season with lots and lots of strong players about the group. So yeah, we need to respect that. But again, that's what we do. We respect it. We don't fear it. We understand, they're a full-time outfit that like I say, are doing extremely well. They're very consistent. Ask questions of teams and able to keep sustained pressure on teams, and they can grind teams down, and they're capable of passing the ball very well. And as I say, good players, strong players, fit players that are going to be a challenge for us Saturday. But that's where we find ourselves, and we want to get out there, and it's a great challenge for us to have to face. Hopefully, we can acquit ourselves in the right way.
Sure, and just essentially, you need the supporters to keep the faith as well, don't you?
They've been terrific. As I've said on too many occasions, we've not given them enough to shout about and to cheer about, and they do deserve more. It's cold night tonight. With the greatest respect, maybe not the most attractive tie, but kept getting behind us and trying to lift us, and I'm very appreciative of that. Just a little bit, kind of disappointed that we haven't been able to bring more goals and more results to the group and the club, and lift us out of the poor position we find ourselves.
Kevin, really appreciate your time as always. Thanks very much.